Yeah. So, as I am aware that I was told that you guys have done the Java earlier. You have learned the Java earlier. I'll teach you the .NET, but as per the schedule, today's schedule, what can say that we have a first to just to give you a brief introduction about the Visual Studio. So from tomorrow onwards, we will start learning about the .NET, from about the C Sharp and how you're gonna work on the .NET if you get an opportunity. So and I'm very much aware that you guys are not aware. Either you are not aware about anything about the .NET, or you are having a very less knowledge about the .NET. So what will we do that from the tomorrow onwards we will start working on the .NET framework and C Sharp and all the topics that what we have received in our Excel sheet, that we will going to cover one by one. And apart from that also, if we get a time and if we get a, if I get a very good response from you guys, then we will go for further topics as well. So, but for today for the today and as an introduction only, I would like to give the only about the Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code only, because many of you are unable to download the Visual Studio, because it may require you to download more than 2 GB files, and I believe that who are on Geo or Airtel or any of the network, you have to limit up to the 1.5 GB or 2 GB max per day. So I can clearly understand that it is not feasible to download a Visual Studio. So instead of that, you can use a light version of Visual Studio, that is a Visual Studio Code. Uh, I cannot say both are similar. Visual Studio is way more advanced than Visual Studio Code, but for the learning purpose only, or can say just for a coding part, small coding and all, we can go with the Visual Studio Code. But yeah, when it is a full-fledged project or something like such, then even nowadays Visual Studio Code is helping in the big-fledged projects as well. But still, if we are a Microsoft developer or if you are working with the Microsoft, then better to use a Visual Studio instead of Visual Studio Code. So let me just share my screen with you guys. Okay. Is everyone able to see my screen? Someone has to be interactive as well, means in terms of audio.
Sir, we can see your screen.
Okay, you can see my screen. So okay. So I have Visual Studio Code and Visual Studio both have installed in my PC. Just as of now, please ignore the PUBG and all the other icons. This session is for the learning only. PUBG session and all this we will do after this session, and then after the training finish. So I'll just give you the first. I'll first show you the Visual Studio, how you can work with the Visual Studio and all. Okay, if you have downloaded the Community Edition 2019, then this is the outlook, or can say this is the first view you will receive of the Visual Studio. If you have any another version, then the what can say the outlook would be different. But yeah, what can say the options are still same. There you will get the what can say the old icons like file, menu, tools. These are the options you will get in the menu bar, or can say toolbar. But in 2019, this is the layout. So in this we will select create a new project. As a very first time, this step you can note down if you want. This steps you need to follow for a very first time when you are going to create a project. Okay, then click on a create new project. For this purpose, we are going to select, or can say every time as per this training session, we have to select the languages. Microsoft .NET Framework supports so many languages as like Java, PHP. These are the languages. Of course, Java and PHP does not support by the Visual Studio and Microsoft .NET Framework. But yeah, this framework supports these many languages. And as per this project, I can say as per this training, we will going to use C Sharp only. Then after you will get an option to for which platform you want to do a programming. Suppose you want to make a programming for Android, Azure, iOS, Linux, and these types of options are also provided by the Visual Studio. Such kind of options would not get in the Visual Studio Code. So in this, I will just click as all platforms, and yeah, this is the main thing. For what type of application you want to make. Suppose it for a console, it for a desktop application, it is for a machine learning, is it a test project, or it is a web, what. I usually work on a web parts, because as my I started my career as a web developer, and most of my career uh, went on a web development most of the time. So I'm very much familiar with the web, but for this one, we are going to create a console application. Console application is nothing else than a run window, or can say the command prompt that what we see in our OS, or can say in our PC. So this is the same. Here also, here as well, I am getting the two options. One is .NET Core and .NET Framework. .NET Core is the advanced version of a .NET that we are not going to cover in this training. So from now onwards, and as well as you guys are very new to the .NET, so we are going to stick with the basics only. So I am going to select console app .NET Framework. Please mark this. Don't select the .NET Core. Select the .NET Framework only. Please mark this. Then I click on the next. Okay. I'll select any name. Okay, test console in my case. I can select any project name, that is up to you. I recommend you to write like this way, your name. Oh, sorry, not Oshan, it's still Ishan. I have not changed my name yet. Okay. Or console Ishan, or console Manpreet, or console Manu, anything that you like. I recommend you to write your name, and then uh, console or web or whatever you are going to create. But I recommend you to create a console app only for the learning, for this training. Then I'm selecting the location. This can be, again, it's up to you where you want to save. In my case, I have created one place where I'm going to create this project. Okay. Here, if you want to select any framework, particular framework, then you can select. I'm going with the latest one. This is again not the latest one, but this is the what can say the max one, that which is available in my PC. In your PC, whichever is the newer one, please select that one, and then create. It will take little time. Okay. Is there any way to minimize this? Okay, great. Okay. So yes, if you are on an older version of Visual Studio, you will get this kind of menus from the basic screen as well. Not after loading the project or anything. From the initial stage, you will get these options. Anyways, so I would like to introduce little few things about the Visual Studio. It has so many tools and Explorer windows and so many things. Some of the things that you are seeing the preloaded here in the right, as well as in my left, right? But all the options you will get here in the view menu. Like if you want to see the code, right now we are in the code part only, so that's why it's not showing. But yeah, if you want to see Solution Explorer, now what is Solution Explorer? Solution Explorer is that all the files that you are going to make, or all the files that is created by Visual Studio, right? Like we have created a new project, and these are the files that what was created by the .NET framework for us. So all these things you can see in the Solution Explorer. Okay. Now what is the next? Then Team Explorer. Team Explorer is not useful in our case because whenever you are working with the team, right? Like I'm sitting in a Gujarat right now. You guys are working in a Hyderabad, and we all are working on a same project. So I'm working from my location. You are working from your location, and but the project is same. So in that case, the whole team is working on the same project, and the entire team is can check each other's work, check each other's dependencies, or can say keep track, and as well as interaction, and make interaction as well. Okay, okay, you have done this much of code, then I'll work on that part and all. So these are the things can be managed by a team explorer. I can say you are lucky that you don't have to see this part in this training program, because this is a little bit tricky, because if any one person has made any mistake, then all has to stop. So yeah, so now that I come to the server explorer. Okay, these are these are actually give you the list, or can say all the things related to your database. In my PC there are two web servers are there that you can see, 127001, and another one is also there. So these are my servers, and the database information is stored in the server explorer. I cannot say it's stored, but reflecting on the server explorer. Okay, now let's come to the another one. Okay, I'll skip little bit which are not important here, or which is not in your project, or can say which is not even useful at all. Okay, so next I'll come to the error list that you can see in the downside. Most of the time it is preloaded. Error list is that if you are doing any kind of coding here, suppose I'm writing like this, so no, now you can see that error is there. It's like semicolon is missing, something like such. So all types of error is that you will get here in the error list. Okay, now what is the next? Then the output window, same next to the error list. Sometimes we have to get the manual output as well. Most in Visual Studio you will get the output in a particular format, as we are working in the console application. So the proper output we will get in a terminal window. But uh, there are many other ways to see the output as well, and in that case output window is useful. Okay, now come to the task list. Okay. This is again not useful in our case, because again this is related to the Team Explorer mainly. Can say team. Yeah, whenever we are working on a can say the cloud project kind of things, when our project is stored in cloud and we are working from a different location. So the entire task has been what can say listed, and who is working on what task, it is listed here. So again this is not in our training at this time. Okay, toolbox. Unfortunately toolbox will not load here, because this toolbox mainly consists HTML projects, sorry, HTML tools, that what you have seen even in Java as well, you may have seen. Unluckily that this is not a web project. If this was a web project or a Windows software project, then you will get this toolbox filled with the tools. If you want, then I can show you this for a minute. This tab you don't need to copy. This is just for your knowledge how the toolbox is visible. Web application. Okay. will take little time. This is the only problem with the Visual Studio. It takes comparatively lot of time. Okay, this is a web app. I'll just create a one new page here instead of, okay, in this case. Okay, now see, this is the toolbox. All types of .NET controls and HTML controls are listed here. But as we are working in a, these are the HTML one, and this was very simple earlier. I can say this is the very simple when we work with the web projects. We just need to drag and drop, and our page is created. Means whatever way we like. You know, in Java you may used to write these things manually, like okay, you may use to write like this way. Okay, let me drag one HTML control for you. Okay, so this is the text box and a button that you can see here. So whatever you were writing in the Java, that you have to drag and drop here. So these are the some of the benefits are there. I can say minor benefits are there in the .NET. I can say in the Visual Studio actually. If you use another editor in Java as well, I'm not getting the name yet, because I have used those editors as well, where you can drag and drop and you can create your project and pages. Okay, so I'm deleting this one. Yeah, and back to the console project. Come on, yeah. Okay, and then we have notifications. I guess, yeah, in the right side. These notifications is mostly for the Visual Studio updates or .NET Framework updates. So again, you can ignore this. Not useful. Yeah. In other windows, there are also many things that you may have to use sometimes and you may not. In this, most of the time, we mainly use Package Manager console only. These days, any kind of project need to work with the third-party plugins or packages, as it is mentioned here. So .NET is also one of the great that, okay, it allows you to work with the third-party packages and plugins. So whenever you need to download by the coding, then the Package Manager console will be useful. There are many other ways as well to use this Package Manager console. Okay, let me show you here only. For that you need to go to the Solution Explorer, right click on the project, this one, then click on Manage New Get Packages, and then click on Browse and search whichever you like. Suppose in my case I want to search jQuery. So I'll select jQuery, I'll install it. Okay, let me install it for you. There is no harm in installing. Okay, you guys don't need to follow this when you guys are doing practice. I'm doing only to show you. Okay, now it is installed. As you can see, there is one green arrow is there, and even one uninstall button is there. Now I do uninstall as well. Okay, so by this way as well you can use this Package Manager console things. So both are the ways are as convenient and can say as feasible. Whichever you like is your choice. And then I'll come to this. Then rest of the things that we just skip for now. Now let's see in a toolbar. Toolbar is nothing that what you are seeing this one. these options. You can select whichever options you want to appear here or not. It is similar like Microsoft Office, what you want to see in your toolbar. As of now, standard are there. Standard we have selected, so it is showing. More, whichever you like, you can select and you can put over there. Okay, full screen and next rather than previous as. Okay, leave this part. Next, which part you want to use the most from the Visual Studio only? Okay, there is one more box is here. I can say window is here. Is a property window. Window. Yes. Again, in our console application, this is not useful, because again these properties are mainly can say is used for the HTML controls or .NET controls only. Whatever the text box or button or radio button, and whatever we see in our in our pages, this may appear for those things only. So again, in our console, it is not useful. It will show you always empty, nothing else. Okay. Yeah. So these are the things. Another option that you need to use the most is the build and the debug. So build is what? Build is that, suppose I have written one code here. So right now this project has this code has an error. Okay, others please mute their microphone. I'm getting some disturbance. Okay. Okay. So yeah. Okay. I was talking about the build. Yeah. So whenever you do any kind of coding, then after you have to build that code to to see that what is the error, what could be the runtime compile time error, and then runtime error would be visible at whenever you run the project only. So this is right now, this is an error. This is this is not even a compile time, pre-compile error. This one is there. You can say you can call it a syntax error, that this is not the correct syntax to write the C# code. So, but if I may write this, then still it's an error. Okay. Now let's see. But if I write in this way, so before running this, before run this project, I have to build this project, or I can say I have to build this page. So for that, I can select build solution. And now my project is ready to run. So for running, I have many options. To run that, I have to come onto the debug part. Then I can select whether start with debugging or without debugging. As for this part, as of now, I just to show you that without debugging option only. Okay. So this is the output of our console application. You may be surprised that it is showing empty. Let me show you why. Because I have not written anything. If I write now and then build it, okay, and however I need to rerun. Okay, for build I mostly use this shortcut Control Shift B. My hands are used to do this Control Shift B. So if you guys see any means if you guys found me to not to click on this option manually, then please understand that okay, I use the shortcut. Okay. And then for debug as well, or can say to the run the project, the shortcut is Control F5. So right now I'm doing this, but from the next onward I may use the shortcut key. Why it is not appeared? What happened? Okay. Anyways, let's see this later on. Maybe there is some problem. I'm not sure what is the problem here. Okay. Okay. I'm stopping the sharing for right now, and we will go first for the little bit question answers first. Till then, I can see that what is the issue, and then I can come back on the what can say the output part. So, is there any question? You can write as well as you can speak here. Any question? No question? All the packages means what kind of packages it is asking you to install? Give any one name. Okay, what packages it is asking you to install? Yes, Manpreet. The next after this interactive session, we will go to see about the Visual Studio Code only. So don't worry. Visual Studio Code as well we are going to cover. Cross-platform, you can install the package ASP.NET. Yes, if you're going to work with the web. Okay, what I did that I restarted my Visual Studio. I don't know what was the problem, so that I rewrite the code, the same thing, and now I do the Control F5. I'm just running, and you can see that hello world is printed here. Let me change something for you. Press any key to continue, then it's off. Hello Hyderabad. See, it's hello Hyderabad. Now if I want to write one more, see, it's two line now. Hello Hyderabad and give me biryani. So these are so by this way you can work on the console app. This is just a print function that what I have shown you. Next, little bit of interaction, and then we will jump on the Visual Studio Code. Okay. ASP.NET, what is mandatory for training? For training, console app is the only needed, because it's a console application is the most basic to understand the .NET and the C Sharp, or can say the .NET framework actually. When you go for the ASP.NET or other things, then it will be a web application, and for the web, whenever you work on a web part, it may require some plugins, some packages, so many things. Again, depends on the project requirements, and so many things. While the console application is just to understand what is C Sharp and what is .NET. So as of now, we just as I told, for this project only, or can say for this training only, we will focus on the console app only. If required, then we will go on the web app as well. But first, whatever we do, that we finish this training scenario first. However, we have a deadline up to 3 or 4 June. So if we have finished our project earlier, because we have finished our training earlier, then we can go with the little extra topics as well about the web, about the MVC, you know, anything. But if we are just going to stick with this one, because as I told that you guys are from the Java and you guys are now taking a training in .NET, so even I don't recommend you to learn too many things about the .NET or Java, because one is that one, your path must be decided first, whether Cognizant is going to take you on a .NET project or a Java project, that you will get to know about whenever you will be deployed. So then after it will be feasible to learn more. At least you get a project information. Then it is better to dwell into the .NET or a Java. So is there any other question? If nothing, then I'll jump to the Visual Studio Code. At least someone write me, okay, go to the code or something like such. Okay. So, okay, I'm not closing this. I just minimize and let me get to the Visual Studio Code. Okay. So this is the code. Uh, this you may found a little bit similar with the editors that you may have used when you were learning Java. Uh, I had used other editors. Unfortunately, I'm not getting the names right now. This is a very bad. I'm having a little bit of memory problem since this lockdown has started. Anyways, so here you need to select a folder first. Instead of creating a new project or something like such, you won't get such options here. This is a complete code based, or can say a terminal based editor. When if you want to do anything new, if you want to create anything new, if I go on a file as well, you will not get any new project or something like such. So here first you need to select a folder. So I'll click on open folder. In my case it is VS Code. Okay.
Sir, your screen share is not available.
Okay, someone is speaking. Okay, unable to. Okay. Sorry. I forgot to share. Okay, sorry. It's good that I have not created a project yet. Sure. Is everyone able to see my screen? This time you guys have to speak.
Sir,
Yeah. Okay.
yes, sir, we can able to see.
Okay, I'm closing the chat window again. Okay. So as I spoken earlier, in Visual Studio Code there is not a great flexibility as what was provided in the Visual Studio. So here I have to select the folder first. So in my case I have created one separate folder for the VS Code. So I am selecting that one. I guess I was already in this project because I just recently did the same. Is anyone speaking? Then yeah, please wait for a while. Yeah, then after we will go for an interactive one. So to work with the Visual Studio Code. Okay, first let me tell you one thing. Even I'm the very new with the Visual Studio Code. So whatever we are going to learn, that we both are learning at the same time. So if I do any mistake, or if I'll do any mischief or anything like that, then please forgive me, because this is the very first time I'm seeing that people don't have a Visual Studio installed in their PCs, and I'm taking the .NET training. But yeah, this is a part of a game, I can say. So we will, but we are still lucky that Visual Studio Code is there and we can make a project. Okay, so now I'll create a console application. So for that, in the Visual Studio Code, if you want to create a project or any kind of new packages or anything, you have to use the terminal one. So I'll do that. I'll click on a view and then click on the terminal. See, here you will get the options. Problems. Out problems means nothing than an error, that what we have seen in the Visual Studio. This is the error list. Here it is the problems. Output is same. Debug console, that we will see later, or can say I'll learn the first and then I'll teach you. So here you need to see that okay, you are in the correct folder. If you guys have learned the command prompt or something like such, then you may recognize this one, otherwise it will be difficult for you. Okay, someone's mic is on, please mute it. Okay. So Visual Studio Code is work with the few commands. This is a command prompt and it is required a command. So for here there is a command .NET. Then after it is a new. So this is the first command .NET new. Then after you will get a complete list of what type of project you need to create. I hope you guys have remembered that okay, we have seen that so many different options in the Visual Studio as well. Whether was a whether was a console application you want to create, a web application, or a WPF library or whatever. The same options we had seen in the Visual Studio as well. So, but now here it is a completely terminal based, so we have to select which one. In our case, it will be console application. So the code will be, .NET new console. Now you can see it is created. You may see the 3-4 files here. Okay. And this program.cs is the main file. Now you may see the basic. It was created by the Visual Studio Code. And how to run this? To run this, click on a run. The same thing with debugging or without debugging. I'll select the without one. I think it will be in the output or where? Why it is not showing? Oh, sorry. Okay, because some of the plugins are missing here. That's why it's this option is not working for me. As you can see that it is downloading this OmniSharp. It will come into your Visual Studio Code as well. Once it will download, then these options may work. But till then, to run the project as well, we have to use the terminal. I'll go to the terminal again. And to run it, I will write .NET run. Now you can see hello world is printed here. Now let me write something else as well. And again I'll type .NET run. Now you can see hello world and hello HYD both are printed here. Okay. So I'm not much aware about of this Visual Studio Code and their or their options. What I know that few things, that if you want to create a new file or a new folder or anything, you can use directly here. But the thing is that Visual Studio provides you some features like what type of file you want to create. Suppose if I want to create only a form or user control class file, that I can select a type here and the extension will come default. But in Visual Studio Code, such things are not there. If I want to create a class file, then I have to write .cs. if I want to create any kind of Java file, then I will write dot Java. So it will work like this way. And whenever you create any kind of new file, it will ask you to install the extension. This is the good part of Visual Studio Code, that it will understand your requirement, and it will ask for the plugins. So I'll install this for you, though we are not going to work with this Java extensions or Java plugins. But yeah, I'm fine to install it. There is no harm in installing. And yeah, then I'll come back to Explorer. Again, here the Solution Explorer is the very first option here. Okay, and these are the extensions. That what we have seen, the NuGet packages window over there, here is the same. Okay, so I'll come back to the extensions. I'll just delete this file. Yeah, move to the recycle bin, and let me remove this as well, Java. Okay, so this is the way we can create the project in Visual Studio as well as in Visual Studio Code. So I guess today's this introduction of the Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code is over. Now we can go on our things. Or if you have any doubt on Visual Studio Code, then please feel free to ask anything about Visual Studio or Visual Studio Code, or anything related to the .NET or anything. Where is terminal? If click on a view, and in the view you will get this terminal option, or most of the time you will found it on a downside only, like here. Okay, anything else? Any other question? Yeah, I must say, Hyderabad students are very quiet, or they are too much sincere that they understand everything in a one shot. Okay, I uh, I want to ask one question: how to debug uh, in the Visual Studio and the Visual Studio Code. Actually, the debug part we are going to cover in our lecture 8 as per this schedule. Okay, lecture 7. Okay, so I'll explain how to debug in that lecture. Till then, yeah, please wait, yeah. It's not a big thing, it's a very small thing, and it's a very easy thing. So don't worry, we will going to cover. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I want to make I cannot few information, or a few announcement. I'm going to take a lecture from tomorrow using the Visual Studio only. But you can practice in a Visual Studio Code. Here or there are some similarities. In terms of coding, you will not get any kind of difficulty. You may get some kind of difficulty in running, maybe it's not sure. I'll try to I'll try to figure out that the way to help you in the Visual Studio Code as well. I will try my level best to show you here only in our lecture. Okay, by this code or by this thing, how you may run in the Visual Studio Code, as like what we did just now. So I'll try my level best, but for this training, and even is as per the requirement as well, it is my duty to explain you how to work in a Visual Studio instead of Visual Studio Code. So this is my and you guys are provided a daily hands-on, or can say the daily task that you need to submit. So I recommend you, each of you, that at least install Visual Studio Code in your laptop. And from tomorrow onwards, everyone I need everyone to be presented with the laptop, because whatever the task will be provided, you have to show me by sharing your screen. Sometimes you have to submit as well, whether it's in an email, or you have to upload it in your or in your Google Drive, and you have to share the link with me. So anything would be there, but the first thing is that you need to share your screen, and you have to show me your progress. Or can say you have to show me your task, whatever will be provided. So this is the way. Second thing, that what I usually practice in a classroom, that we are going to take the lectures in a two parts, as we even if it is a classroom or outside a class. The morning session, we will conduct small kind of viva things in afternoon session, and in an evening session, we will going to conduct a small viva on a morning session. So whatever I'm going to teach today in the second half, I'll ask you at the tomorrow morning, and it can be anyone, random one. I can ask question to anyone, and he or she should answer. So let's see that how it will work. But the one thing I want to know you guys you guys, and I need a honest answer. At morning, what time you guys want me to take a lecture? What is your wake up time? You have to you every I cannot say everyone should write, but decide one time and tell me.
10, sir.
10. So we can start our lecture by 10:30. Is it okay for
Okay, sir.
everyone?
Yes, sir.
And 10:45 would be the last. Then after the I will not take any attendance.
Okay, sir.
Okay? So 10:30 to
Yes, sir.
10:45, and the 10:46 we will start our session as usual. So what we going to see? What will we do? That 10:30 to 12:30 or 1, we will see. We will do our first session, and then 2:30 to 4:30 or something similar. Our second half.
Okay, sir.
Okay. In between, or maybe after, or what I prefer, that maybe in the first half I'll mainly take a lecture or something like such, and in the second half you guys may have to do all the hands-ons. Anything will be there, but daily hands-on will be there, and what can say, daily to daily submission. But second half we have to connect, and I'll see anyone's screen. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. So today's task
Okay, sir.
is up to tomorrow second half by 1:30. Sorry, by 2 p.m. of tomorrow. I need everyone to be installed either a Visual Studio or a Visual Studio Code. Everyone's PC should be ready. Not can say should be, it must be ready. Fine. I believe easy task. You just need to install a software. Okay. I'm going to write the mail as well for this. So no need to reply on that mail. But yeah, you will get whatever your task in the mail as well. Or sometimes it will be verbal, or sometimes it will be in the chat box. Okay. So before winding up this session, any question, any information you would like to share, anything? Yeah, Visual Studio 2012 is also fine. No worries. anything, you know, anything can say newer than 2010 is fine. 2010 was too old, but 12 is fine. Any other question? Anything else? Or any suggestion for me for anything else? Okay, let me